Prairie, you made it. Thank you for joining. So, my two faithfuls are here, so I guess we'll just get started, and if anybody else joins in, well, that would be great too, but if they can always see it on the replay. So today I'm going to be using the Prairie grass stamp set, and it has these beautiful grass, and then it has some really nice sayings. Sometimes life is just hard, so very sorry. My shoulder is yours. You're not alone. I'm here for you, and sending the healing power of love. So this is a really, really wonderful set, especially like for sympathy or somebody that's going through a hard time. So I'm going to show you how I did this, and I actually saw this card. Rebecca's sister, Diane, the lady that she goes to down in California, she made this card. So I just loved it so much, so I had to make one. So anyway, I will show you how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to sponge, and we use our I can't even think what they are. My mind goes blank when I get online. We're going to use our sponge dauber. No, what are they, Rebecca? I can't think. Anyway, we're going to use these, and we will sponge it, and then we'll stamp it. Blending brushes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll blend, and that's what is so beautiful. So we're going to start out with a piece of basic white, and this is cut 5 1/4 by 4, which will go on the front of our card. Hi, Diane. Good to see you. We're going to do the card that you showed us. I'm so excited. So we're going to start out with Balmy Blue, and one thing about blending is you want to ink up your blending brush really well, and then just kind of start on the side. You don't want to just come right here because it'll be kind of blotchy. So you just kind of start by coming in like this, and then I dab it over here, and then I just come in and add the ink. And we don't want it too dark, but it's nice to get a good shade. So I'm doing the sky, of course. This is the top. I might put just a little bit more on here just to get it good and blue. And then the next one we're going to do is Highland Heather. And this really, really makes a great background. Just love how Diane's demonstrator did this. So I'm going to just start here, and then I'm just going to blend the two together. And again, start over here, and then just start making circles. My sky is a little bit low, so I might just add a little bit more purple up here, more Highland Heather. So I got that. Now the next one, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to stamp it first, and then I'm going to add some Smoky Slate. So, oh, I need this. So I'm going to start by using the large stamp. Yeah, I know, Diane. So I'm using the largest stamp, and when I have a large stamp like this, I take the ink pad and go like that so that I don't get ink all over everything. So I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of a, I'm gonna take and just wipe a little bit of that off that got on the edge, because I noticed I was making some kind of over spray. So yes, you're right. Always do circles so you don't get stripes. So I'm gonna start with this, and I'm gonna ink that up here. Give it a good rub, and oh, that's beautiful. And then I'm gonna do one more, and I'm going to ink that up again, and I'm going to do it just a little bit lower this time. So again, I'm going to, it's easy to get ink around that edge, and then it makes a little circle, and you don't want that. So wipe that off, and then I'm going to add this a little bit lower. There. Now there's, the interesting thing is, thank you, Lori. The interesting thing is we look at our back window and we're down lower and there's grass and it looks a lot like this. It's really, really kind of cool. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Mossy Meadow and I'm going to add the other stamp. This is this stamp right here, and I'm going to add that on along the bottom. My Mossy Meadow needs to be re-inked, but I don't know where my refills are at the moment. One of these days I'm going to get everything done. So I'm just going to put these grasses with the Mossy Meadow just along the bottom. Some a little higher, some a little lower, just so that I can get that. And I'm going to go over it again and get lots of the color in here. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, this is really a fun technique, and I've got lots of samples to show you today because I had such fun making them last night. So I've got probably got enough of the ink on here, the Mossy Meadow, and then I'm going to take some Smoky Slate and I'm going to go over that bottom part. So here's some Smoky Slate, and again I'll just kind of rub that off, and then I'm just going to meld those colors together, blend those colors together. If you have just joined us, please leave me a comment, and anyone who shares, I will send this card to that we are making today. So I started with Balmy Blue, and then I went with Highland Heather, and then now I'm doing Smoky Slate over the bottom. And I actually want to get that a little darker so it'll kind of blend those colors together. I really like the way that looks. So the person that I saw who did this, her name is Michelle Zindorf, and she's a queen of doing these kind of cards. And she took some paint and splattered paint over it and then colored them yellow. It was white paint. I don't have any white paint, so I can't do that, but I like it just the way it is. I think it's just beautiful. I think it just turned out really, really pretty and very, very simple to do. That's the fun part. So now this will go on top of a Highland Heather card base, and then I'm going to do something on the inside. In fact, I'll do that first. So on the inside of the card, I stamped this grass in Smoky Slate, and I added just a little bit of Balmy Blue to it. So I'm going to do that for the inside right now while I've still got my, I'm going to just add some, and just add a little bit here in the corner. And just a very light touch. And then I'm going to stamp that other in Smoky Slate. I'm going to have to clean that off first because I've got Mossy Meadow on it. Thank you. And if anybody else is here, please let me know. So I'm going to add this right here. So that will go on the inside, and it just adds a little, draws them together. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of our white, it's just called white 1/4 inch ribbon, and I'm going to color it. And I want to show you how to do that. So I'm using the Highland Heather, and I'm using the dark, and I'm using the brush end, this brush end, and I'm just going to change the color of this white, and I'm going to put that on the front. And so I'm just changing, just coloring that just like that. It's so simple. And this white can be any color you want. So this is still wet. So I went ahead and did a little one beforehand so that I could put it on and not be, I didn't want it to be wet because on mine that I did, I actually got some of the, I got some of the ink on the card and I didn't really like that. So I went ahead and did one and let it dry. So I'm just adding some seal to the back, and then I'm going to place the ribbon, which really looks, I think it looks elegant. All you have to do is that, or you could use some tape and do it, get it even. And then we're going to attach this to the front of the card. And here's my card base. And then I have a, I'm going to take this off because it's all yucky. I have a sentiment. Oh, let's put the inside first. Put this inside. And there's still good, not lots of room to write. And I used the tags to go dies, and which are these. And I use this die right here, and I cut out the and stamped "So Very Sorry" in Gorgeous Grape, so it would be dark enough. And I'm just going to put that on the right here, and then I'm going to add one of these low profile shimmer dots, and I'm going to use the large. Oh, this is actually Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to put that right there, cover up that hole, plus add a cute one. And then I'm going to add some of the our brass butterflies, because you would see butterflies in the wild. So I'm going to add three small butterflies. So there's the card. Very quick and simple, but absolutely gorgeous. And I just love the way this turned out. So I'll get my stuff out of the way, and I'll show you the extra ones, the other ones I made, because there's a lot of them, and they're really pretty. Here we go. So we'll start with this one. This is Crumb Cake, and I used early espresso, and I used the sentiment from Loveliest Tree, sending heartfelt sympathy. So, and then I added a center of this, and I did this. I took the, I didn't bring those dies in here, but I took the texture dies, I can't remember what they're called, and I just put it down and drew around it with my early espresso Stampin' Write marker, and made a little square, and then I did that also, carried it through on the inside, and then stamped. So I think that one really turned out pretty. This one is using the beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. That's the 6x6 beautiful Gallery. And I cut the paper out. I used those textured dies. Maybe some of you will remember it. That, yeah, Rebecca, I really like that. And I cut it out with two. I used two of those rectangle dies, cut it out, and then I added some of the strips, the adhesive strips, and thank you, Diane. And I raised the outside one up and then put the inside one, put it in down in, so you can see it has real dimension to it. So I really, really like how that turned out. And that is the Loveliest Tree stamp set. And then this one is using the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. This was one that was good last year, and they carried, thank you. Isn't that gorgeous? That texture, I can't remember what those, you said you wanted to get them the other day, Rebecca, and they really are very, very beautiful. So on this one, I just took the paper, I stamped the grass and the sentiment and added some bling, and that's it. I mean, this was really simple. And then this one, same thing, Thoughtful Journey. And I stamped, first of all, I cut it the 5.5 by 4 1/4, which is a front of a card. So I cut that out, and then I stamped it, and then I cut out this with those texture frames, textured notes. Thanks, Rebecca. Textured notes. and I cut that out, and I used the strips, the adhesive strips, and pop that up so you can see the dimension there. Isn't that, I think that turned out so beautiful. I just love that texture. So this one is, I did masking. So I cut out a circle, a 1 3/4 inch circle, and I put it down with some temporary adhesive, and then I sponged it all over with blueberry bushel. And then I took off the mask, so I had the moon, and then now I have the grass and the sentiment, sending healing power of love. I think this turned out beautiful. And I used blueberry bushel for the card base. And this one is, this is from, I'm not sure if it's Thoughtful Journey. It might be Thoughtful Journey. Yeah, I think it is Thoughtful Journey. And I took the, I cut a piece, and I don't remember the measurements, but I will have those on my blog. And I cut a piece and I stamped it, and then I cut them apart and then mounted them on black. And this, this is, have you noticed that, what's it called? To the point punch. And I cut out the ends on that, and then I put a piece of black behind it and cut those ends out too. And then I added some of the black and gold thread twine. So I thought that turned out really pretty too. And then the last one is this one, and I used Balmy Blue and Timid Tiger. And then I sponged those, and I stamped. I added it to the front of the card, and then I stamped. I didn't get that real good. I should have been harder there, but anyway, whatever. I could take an ink pen and kind of add to it. And then this is a birthday card. This made a great masculine birthday card. So anyway, those are my samples, and I think they turned out, I just love the way they turned out. And I'll show you all of them since I have quite a few. And I just love the monochromatic, and then the popped it up. Let's change this one because these two are kind of similar. And then, so I hope you enjoyed that. It was very simple to do, but what a wonderful card to be able to send to someone that's going through a hard time. Thank you, Rebecca. I just love the way these turned out with those adhesive strips popped up. So, and I don't know if you can see them. I think you probably can. They're just long strips, and then you just cut them off and then pop that up. And then this one I cut out the center and then recessed it. This one I just was the same one, but I just left it high, so left it popped up. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will have these on my blog. There will be, over the next few days, I'll put all of them on my blog with all of the instructions and the measurements and what I used. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining. And if you share, I will send this card to someone. Thank you.